What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Aaron, for those of you who don't know me, and this is my 370Z. Today's video is gonna be the pros and cons of owning a 370Z. So I'm gonna go through what I love about the car, and then the few things that I don't like about the car, or things that are just rough to deal with when you daily a car like this. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing you'll see as soon as you get into the car is how low it actually is. So for a lot of people, this isn't an issue, but for some people, getting into a car this low is just going to be an issue for them. The fact that they have to get down almost on the floor. But for me, I love it. And then just that low feel on the ground when you're driving. And then just compared to trucks, those are pretty high up in the air, but this is really low to the ground. So first thing now is it's an automatic, but no. Besides that, the first thing you'll see, other than that, when you get into the cars, you'll notice a few of the features it's got. It's got a nice center console here. It's got push to start, and then you got your AC and the controls here, radio. And then one thing that a lot of Z owners notice, and it's just very noticeable in the car, that's kind of just weird, is this center thing right here. It's pretty big, and you would think oh, there should be a digital screen here, but nope, it's just a little cubby that is probably about maybe 2-3 inches deep. So basically all you can really put in here is your sunglasses. So whatever sunglasses you're rocking, that's basically all you can keep in here. And moving on in the car, you have, when you come down here, you have these 3 buttons right here, and they're actually not buttons because they don't do anything. So they're actually just plastic. They have no purpose, and they're just there. But I think in the Sport Tech model, those buttons actually are functional. So next, moving on in the car, we have the actual interior, and it comes with these two, they're I guess they're stock racing seats is what you can call them basically, but they hold you pretty snug, and they're pretty nice for what comes with this stock. I eventually plan to change these out and get some racing seats in here, but I'm not sure yet. And I know it's a lot because you have to put in a harness bar and just a bunch of stuff that goes into it. But I mean, they're not bad for what they are stock, and they're pretty nice, and they have a comfortable feel. Except if you go on a really long car ride, after about 5 hours, your butt's gonna be hurting because these seats aren't made to be sat in that long. But also when you're driving, here's one of the big flaws in the car that kind of is a big setback, is the blind spots. So when you're driving and you just have the view from up here in the car, you look back. Okay, so for one, I added the Nismo wing to my car, so I added the aftermarket. I just had the old Sport spoiler, and I got rid of that. So now, when I look out my mirror, I basically just see my big spoiler or wing, whatever you want to call it. And then out to the side, so you see the seat headrest right here, and there's a mini quarter panel window over there that you can kind of see, but not really exactly because it's so small. And then it's just, you can't see out of that. So when you're driving, it's no visibility right there when you're looking back. And then also your only visibility is going to be basically through that back window. So if you have a big wing back there or whatever you got back there, that's going to block a lot of your visibility. So just be mindful of that if you ever get a 370Z. And then the trunk, it's pretty cool. You can reach right in and grab whatever you want. I know they have a thing that's a cover for it, so then you can cover from reaching into the trunk. But I mean, I find it pretty handy. You can just throw your backpack in there, or whatever. If you get if you go to the grocery store, you can just grab whatever snack you want out of the bag. So also in the car back here, when you're looking behind your seat, you have these little cubbies that open up, so you can put an umbrella in there. I don't put mine in there, I leave mine right here, but just a little cubby to put whatever you want. And you have that behind both seats. There's a little platform, so if you're ever bringing home food or something, it's actually the perfect spot to be able to hold the food without it falling over, spilling. So overall, the interior of the car is very nice, and there's just a few things the cubby. You can only put sunglasses in there. The buttons that do absolutely nothing. And the Sport Tech model, I'm pretty sure that's just the heated seat and the AC seats. So it's nothing crazy. I mean, I wish it was buttons you can program for your garage or your gate opener and stuff like that. But I mean, that's not what they decided to do. And then last, looking at the interior, we have the steering wheel. So in the steering wheel, you have the setup. You have the beautiful paddle shifters, and they just feel amazing. They're very big, actually, for what they are. I've seen a lot of other cars that have paddle shifters, and they're very small. So these ones are very sporty, and they're very big. And then you have your RPMs displayed in the middle, so it goes all the way up to 9,000, and your red line's at 75. Over here, sorry, the car's not on right now, but this would display like your gas, the temperature, all of that. And then you have your speedometer, which goes up to 180. Does the car hit that? I don't know. I'm pretty sure on the track they've gotten it to like 145. So I'm pretty sure that's how fast these cars can go. And then up here you have your gauges. So this displays your oil. And then this one over here is your battery voltage. And then right here like displays the clock when it's on. And yeah, that is basically the interior. And I'm going to show you guys the exterior in a second. All right, so that is everything in the interior that you guys should know about in the 370Z. It's very good. Honestly, like out of 10, I would probably give it like 8, 9 out of 10 just because like there's a few stuff that's kind of like small or could be changed. But like next on the outside, I'm going to show you guys actually the trunk because that is a big thing for a lot of people because most cars have pretty big trunks, but this car, the trunk's very tiny actually, especially since these cars are 2-seaters. You would think that like, okay, you're gonna have a bigger trunk, you only have 2 seats, but actually no, you don't really have like that space at all. So in the trunk, literally there is not much here. It is just a little like surface inside. It's probably about 6, 7, 8 inches like deep inside, so like stuff that's a little bit too high, you're not really going to be fitting in here. And then underneath they have where they put the stock subwoofer underneath. They put a lot of stuff on top of it to cover this thing. So give me a second. Yeah, so it comes stock with Bose. I'm pretty sure all Nissan 370Zs come with that, but it may be on the higher end models if it's not, so I'm not 100% sure. And then around this you have your spare tire. So the spare tire, I've had to use mine actually once, but it wasn't like too bad. I literally got like a flat. And then the next day I got like my tire reinflated because the nail was actually like right in the middle, so it was like, thankfully for me, it wasn't too bad and I was able to get it fixed. But the tire is like a full-size tire, so that is basically why you have no trunk, because you have big 19-inch wheels on this car and they just want to put a full-size one in the back right there, so you absolutely have no trunk. And the car's also a little bit like smaller than like a Mustang or something, so those cars have a little bit like of a bigger engine bay, and in the back area because they have a back seat and they actually have a trunk, so that's like the difference. So next, when you come around the front, I'm going to show you guys inside the engine bay in a second, but here's another thing that some people like is the car is really low. So since the car is really low, like you can see like with my hand, it almost hits the like front air dam thing, but that thing protects your front bumper from actually getting scraped up. And then inside the engine bay, hold on, you have, ooh, very dusty. But yeah, it's a V6 and there's not too much room to be able to add too much more to the car. So for some people that want to mod like their cars and stuff, you're gonna have to get a lot of stuff like custom or fit properly, because the throttle body is basically like, if you had the cold air intakes, I know a lot of people tuck them right here or they go into the bumper, but there's not too much space to add anything else. They like jam it with a lot of stuff. So overall on the outside, there's not like too much that's to complain about the car. Obviously it's low, but I mean, you know what you're getting into when you get a sports car, especially a Z, because those cars are super low to the ground. So like there's some stuff like when you're going somewhere, you kind of have to watch so you don't scrape your car or your front bumper. And then especially if you take that front air dam thing off, then like your bumper is vulnerable, so you don't want to scrape that up and damage the car. So I don't know, I left mine on there, but I have some friends that have taken theirs off. So other than that though, there is not too much more to like complain about. This car is amazing, and I have these huge cannons for tailpipes. I'll show you guys these. So here we go, look at these. These tailpipes are huge. I can almost put my whole fist inside of these things. These are big. These are probably one of my favorite features. This exhaust sounds so good. I have a Rev 9 catback exhaust, and you can kind of see underneath these pipes, and they are mean. I'll start it up for you guys so you can hear it. So that's the exhaust right there. It sounds absolutely amazing on the road, and the cold starts just sound so good. So guys, this is my 370Z, and I hope all of you guys that were thinking about considering a 370Z, or if you guys want one out there, you're looking at the car, you're interested in it, you watch this video or a video about getting a 370Z, because these are great cars, but you have to know like what you're getting into before you get it. Like when I got my Z, honestly, I didn't know anything else. I didn't know anything about the car, so I just knew it was fast. It was a sports car. Like buying this thing, it's just been my dream car since I was young, so I didn't really look into like what it was, like what kind of engine was in it. I didn't care. I was just like, I like the look of the car, and that was basically it. That's what got me, is the look, because the look of this thing looks so good. So I was basically sold once I was like, wow, when I actually like saw the look of it. And then once I actually like got in the cars and I like learned about it, a little bit of stuff, like there's still some stuff I have no idea about the car, because like I'm still learning. Because before that, before I got this car, I had a Scion XB, which is like one of those little box cars, like the toaster, as people call them. And that thing was a 4-cylinder, but that was just like a big change to go from like a 4-cylinder making like 97 horsepower to this thing making like 340 stock, which is, that was just crazy, like a difference to be able to like experience that. And yeah, the power on this thing, it's got plenty. Like it's so fast, especially like if you're coming from a car that's not already like super fast, then it's got plenty of speed. It's got lots of torque, and it's got 275 pounds of torque, and it's got, with my exhaust on there right now, I'm at about like 348, 349 to like the crank. But stock, the sports, I'm pretty sure they come with 344 horsepower, and the base models come with like 330, and then the Nismos are around like 350. So I'm almost at like about 350, which is like what the Nismos are at. But that's because I added just the performance exhaust, which added like, it said it added a few horsepower from, as soon as you like put it on, you gain between 5 and 12. So I'm like, all right, if that's true, that's probably what I'm at. But if not, I'm probably still right about like what the stock ones are supposed, or yeah, like the stock sport ones are supposed to be at. So either way, that's still like a huge change, especially from the car I was coming from. So overall, I would say there's more pros to this car than there are cons, but I mean, it just depends what matters to you. Like, I can't complain about like much in here. The only things is like just a few little bit, like a few things that I like personally I would change, that like I'm kind of just like, why did they put that in there? Like they could have just added something else. Like the button thing, I'm kind of like, what? And then like this is a 2016, so most cars now like 2016 or newer, they have a digital screen and that just has a sunglass holder. So I'd rather have like something like that. But I mean, like other than that, I can't complain about anything. I love this car. It is my dream car. It's absolutely beautiful. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys check out my Instagram, 370zboy, and leave a like if you guys enjoyed this video. It would really help me out. I appreciate it. And subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.